Hi everyone, welcome to the final episode of Thinning Mists under a Gathering of Branches. So we close the chapter tonight. We'll start with some introductions because we're very late, and then we'll dive right into the game. Let's start with Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I play Olwen. I am a consummate professional, and I'm gonna be so calm and good today. Everything's fine. Nothing bad is gonna happen.
Sure, yeah. Nothing bad at all.
Nothing bad ever happens to the branchlings.
It's true. Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I play Beatrice. I think we agreed to say the competent
somewhat
spellcaster.
No, we moved on from somewhat, right? It was previous.
Yeah, because I believe it was last session that I was like, I feel like we can drop the somewhat. So she's a competent spellcaster. And I'm excited. I'm excited and a little nervous, but we'll figure it out.
Nothing bad ever happens in this game.
Nothing bad
not a single thing.
happens
Totally
to
not.
The Bobbies.
Totally not. Cue to me crying an hour from now.
Oh God.
It hasn't been that bad yet.
No, it hasn't.
Yes.
I'm not saying it won't. We've certainly had that happen, haven't we? All right. And if you're, well, I'm just saying, I get it, but it also is true that it happens. So. All right. So let's dive in. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is the Pendragon game. Slightly different, though. You might have flipped through the Pendragon book and said, hey, isn't everyone a knight in Pendragon? Yeah, pretty much. But there's lots of room from other editions that allowed for unique concepts. We have Lady Olwen, the half-fae knight, and we have Beatrice, the sorceress or enchantress. Those both come from previous editions or add-ons and spin-offs from the editions, so we're not completely making shit up. Like, mostly making shit up, but not completely.
Got a promotion.
There we go. All right. Did I say knight? I meant lady.
Yeah.
It's not a promotion.
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
That's true. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna start tonight with some basics before we kick off with things. I just need to know from the two of you. I think you each get one scene over the winter that we can zero in on with any of the NPCs in or around Summerland. Would make sense. Before we kick into the game proper. Does anyone have anything immediately that comes to mind?
I'll let Beatrice go. No, nothing for
I
Beatrice.
do not have the faintest clue. I'm not going to lie. She doesn't really.
If
Beatrice would probably spend her time training, if nothing else.
If neither of you have anything, maybe it's a matter of a follow-up conversation between the two of you.
That's true. We did kind of like walk and then drop the lovely conversation of.
Yeah, my only other like thing that I could do would be to follow up on that conversation with Melior, but that's doesn't have to happen now. Like, but
I think that's better held off for like the next time.
I agree. It's just the only thing on the agenda
exactly.
at all. But I don't think it's.
Oh darn! You have to talk to me.
Right.
Darn.
Oh, darn.
Darn.
Sorry, go ahead, Emily. Did you have something that you
I was
thought
gonna
of?
say I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Beatrice would be the one to seek Olwen out. I think she's pretty focused on kind of leveling up, if you will. But getting her spells kind of more honed. Because I feel like she thought she had an end to that conversation. So.
Oh yeah. I could definitely see Olwen coming back, because this would probably be like after the feast, right? Like after we're back for a little bit, a couple days.
Indeedy.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I could figure out a reason to come to Beatrice. So what would Beatrice be doing? Just hanging out at
She's probably with Lilo.
The newly built Lilo House Apothecary.
That's true. There's a newly built. Yeah, so she's probably in there kind of working on different aspects of spellcasting in general.
Okay, so Olwen would make her way down to the apothecary. Find Beatrice.
All right, so I think we can just jump right to the scene with you two interacting. I don't think we have to play through the rest. I think it's maybe a scene where Lilo's not there. You know, we're kind of right to the point, the two of you in Lilo's shop.
Yep.
So
I've been thinking a lot. I'm going.
You're going to the Unseelie court.
Yes. Turning her down is not an option. And I think perhaps more harm than good would, even if I did send a letter explaining everything, I don't think that would look good. It's not...
It's a big risk.
I know. But not going is also a big risk. So either way, it's a big risk. And I'm not asking you to come with if you don't feel...
Going to.
I do, but not because I've asked you. I know that you're going to come with because you want to protect me.
Okay. If we have to go,
Which we do.
we're bringing knights,
I
and you're not leaving the group.
I do my best. I won't do
And-
it. I won't do it intentionally. I know. I act like I've got my head in the clouds all the time, and I am distracted by fun things sometimes. But I know when it's time to get serious, and I know that she's dangerous. I know it more than a lot of people. She's terrifying, and I'm not scared of much. Especially fairies.
Okay. All right. I'm not thrilled. I don't want to do this. I think you're going to go with or without me. So
Exactly. That's why I was
Yeah.
doing the courtesy of telling you that I'm going,
Mhm,
rather than
Yep,
what I was thinking
totally.
about
It's a
doing.
courtesy for sure.
Well, I was thinking about sneaking over if you got in
Well,
my
I
way.
can't do that either. We need to figure out what knights are going, and you get to explain to them why we're taking them to the literal worst place that most people can think of.
It's
I'm going to
hard.
suggest we bring Cadwigan. So
Yes,
you get
I
to tell
feel.
Cadwigan.
I don't want to tell Dad. Branwen
Yeah.
knows.
Branwen knows.
She knows half of it. She
Is
knows.
that why she was mad in the hallway?
No, she's always mad. Or at least she's always very forthright with her feelings.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I had to. I mean, she thought I was gonna be caught in the Goblin Night or something. I don't know. I had to tell her something.
Listen,
Of
don't get me
why.
started on your random friendship with the Goblin Knight.
Look, I understand that everyone has a problem with him, and I understand that it's not exactly an entirely altruistic friendship. And maybe you can't even call it that, but it is at least an allyship. I believe that he does care for me at least a little bit. He's always been honorable, and he's shown some sort of, I don't know, not at least pity for me. And that's better than disdain.
Alright.
He hasn't done anything bad to me. So until he does, I trust him. And if he does something to not keep that trust, then I'll stop trusting him. But until then, I've got no reason to have a quarrel with him. I know that he does a thing here every Samhain. I know that he causes havoc, but he has a code. And I can respect that.
Alright. Let's start getting a plan set up so we don't go in blind. Figure out what knights you want to bring, which ones are staying here.
Right.
And figure out who's running the place while we're gone, because no one knows how long we're going to be gone.
Well, Dogged's not here anymore. He's still with Gwynedd in
So that leaves
Uber's Court. They haven't come back yet. Cadwigan's around, Bradwin's around,
and
what's his face is around, yeah.
So,
Kenwin? Is it Kenwin? Is that his name?
Kenwan.
Owen knows.
You could leave Kenwan if you trust him.
I mean, I've got no reason. Again, I've got no reason not to. He's not done anything wrong. And he's been here for months. A year even, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh,
well, then we can
Dane's
leave
been gone a long
Dane.
time. Well, of course I'm leaving a Dane. You think I'm taking a Dane with me?
Well, no, I
Why
mean,
would we-
leave Dane partially in charge. Dane's good at this kind of
Oh,
thing.
right. Right. Yes.
Okay, so we have a plan. We have knights.
Yes.
Now we get to talk to the knights. I'll come with you, but you're saying it.
Of course. We'll see how long you last. And she'll blink.
I'll drag her to go. Awkwardly tell our knights that she's basically taking them to hell.
Well, not quite hell, but yeah.
All right. It's probably an important little scene to play out. Who do you gather to this little rally you're putting together?
Havocan and Branwyn. Is there like anyone else who's around that?
It depends.
I think-
Like it depends on how far you're reaching. If you're looking for your own little squad, no. Like the others are gone. But if you know we've established some other Summerlander knights, depending on. I'm not trying to tell you this is not Bob saying you need more knights. This is what I'm saying is
Yeah.
yeah.
There's the
Alright.
option.
Right.
I mean, you could
I
reach
think
further.
we should bring more knights if
Chance for
possible.
glory.
Do we? Oh boy. Who do we have that we can reach out to? Do we have all of the lads that were like?
Don't reach out to Anne Free because I'm
I'm
pretty
not
sure
gonna reach out.
she might
I don't
kill
know.
him.
What if yeah, would that be so bad?
There's... Okay, so we
Yeah.
have...
Not bringing Lloyd. Because he's an esquire. I don't know
He's an
how much.
esquire. He's not a
You-
full knight.
You know what?
Can we?
I think
we-
I think you might actually be hard pressed to get people. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Like, cause
We're going
we
to
got.
the worst.
Yeah. Hey, you, Rando. I'm pretty. Come with me to the Unseelie court.
You can
Yeah.
100% do that. I can literally
Blink,
click.
blink, blink.
I can click the mercenary knight button, and we can see who you.
Hi.
Yeah, like it's more
Throw a
like.
mercenary knight on there.
Yeah,
Ooh woo.
yeah.
I mean, like we probably could like grab a couple red shirts.
Nice.
Look, look, they don't always die.
It's true.
They consistently do. At least in that instance.
Crewman number 6.
Why
Oh
don't
my
you?
God.
Why don't we go with? Give me an app roll. Let's see who responds to your call. Is this something where? Do you compose some kind of call for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have great compose. I have
Make-
good orate.
Do you have good orate? Okay, I
have
will.
like a 10 in orate.
I'll allow that. Start with an app roll, because you have exalted app,
Yeah.
right?
I do.
Yes. So let us start there.
Okay, 13. Let's pass.
All right. A pass will give you a +5 to your orate roll. This is how memorable your character is.
Please, for the love of God. I cannot believe.
A failure is not a fumble.
Yes.
So I think what this means is someone does reply, but maybe they have their own intentions a little bit. and then we'll see who that is. Yeah.
It's that same guy that I charmed
Could be
like
Lou.
3 years ago. And it just like, hi, do you remember when I asked you to like cover our hoof prints?
I got
When we
it.
were
No.
All
So
right.
this is Sir Brockfell of Glevum.
Levum. That fast.
Okay.
All right. You have to
Oh,
tell Bran. You still have
He's
to tell Bran
honest
when
and
and
selfish.
tab again.
Cool.
So maybe we can play that little bit out since he is famously honest and famously selfish.
That's a fun combo.
Yeah.
Like
It's a good combo.
it's a great combo.
It's
Like,
great.
like
It's great that I said he's.
I'm doing this for money. I'm gonna be straight up with you, you know,
He's
or
like,
like
I
I'm doing
don't care about any of you.
I'm doing this for me. Like, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I don't think he's just doing it for himself, though.
Right.
I think what you find out, you make a call for mercenary knights. He shows up and he seems to be above the norm, and you're like, oh, good. Well, this one will make a good one. And then he starts to refer to his lord, and you're like, what do you mean, your lord?
Oh, yeah, mother. Ooh. Is he related to like what's her face, Miliri?
He is related to. He's not related to because he is just a household knight, but he serves.
If it's Loop, I'm gonna die.
No.
It won't be Loof. It's the wrong
Okay.
county.
What the hell? Hold on. I'm gonna transmorgify that over just so we can see what we're talking about.
Mortify.
Transmogrify. That was a big word.
It's a literal feature in Roll20. It's when you pull, yeah. If you have Roll20 Pro, you can pull over like maps and different things between games. So
Sponsor us, Roll20 Pro.
I know it sounds like I'm advertising with Roll20 Pro.
With Roll20.
With Roll20 Pro, you can do this thing called
Yeah.
Transmogrify.
Yeah. Please pay me.
Give us
Just
money.
kidding. Don't. I'll get banned from Twitch. So just kidding.
Donate to our Patreon.
Um,
Roll20 for no reason other than altruism.
Yeah, 100%. So let's see. I think I copied that over successfully. Let's see if it works. I think so. Maybe so. Yes. He keeps saying, my lord, Sir Challins, has bid me adieu to make allies wherever I might, and I seek to do you a good service in this. So that hospitality 17 ringing out too, right? So you find he's as annoying as it is to know he has another agenda. It's like we literally know what the agenda is. We know he would tell us if it wasn't, and we know he's incredibly like forthright about it and very hospitable. So he's not a jerk. He's not going around stepping on toes. He's actually like well liked during his stay there.
A hard dude to hate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Like he's out. He's
very much like,
out for
look.
himself. But we can't hate him.
But
for it.
at least he's not like going about it like with subterfuge and like, ooh, I'm just trying to sneak in here. No.
And I'll get an intrigue roll from the two of you just before we could dive in here.
Let's fucking go.
My bestie intrigue.
I got a bump to that one. Mother. I'm so proud of you.
I
Like,
put so many
legitimately.
points into that. Every level up.
That sounded salty, but I'm very happy that one of us passed.
Like, I'm very proud of you.
I'm very proud of you. Die.
Yeah. So I think Beatrice, you know, maybe in your focus or whatever, you start to hear. Well, you interact with the commoners more so, and you hear that some of the commoners that have passed through your lands over winter were leaving what sounds like a civil war up north of Summerland. So these two factions of the late Duke Eldol are currently at odds. One's a grandson, and one is a daughter of Duke Eldol. And the two are basically in the county of Clarence and the county of Glevum at odds with one another.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Right. And Mary was like the wife of one of them, right? If I remember correctly. Did you meet Mallory at that feast?
I did not. I
Mm,
did not meet Malaria at that feast.
she's nice enough.
Yeah,
But
damn
Mary?
looking and horribly embarrassed myself. It was great. All
I
right.
know. Anyway, we
let's
didn't have to relive that.
let's dive into the conversation with Cadogan and Branwyn. And I'd like to remind you who Branwyn is first before we start this.
Yes, please remind us who she is.
Branwyn is formerly the Knight of Merlin, who got strung along for half a decade before being released quite unceremoniously, as Merlin's known to do, and managed to find their way to Summerland to find employ there. Was successful with Lady Gwynedd, and yeah, that's who she is. On top of that is someone that kind of thinks doing dumb stuff is dumb. That's a good description of her.
Very.
Being reckless for the purpose of being reckless doesn't resonate with her very well. Yeah.
I shut the door behind us and I stand smugly staring at Olwen the entire time.
So, for one, I very long ago burned the letter proper, lest any evidence of it be found. Like,
Roger
the
that.
first chance I got. Like, I don't need anyone seeing that mother signed letter.
Mm-hmm.
So, Branwyn, Cadwigan, are they both present? I'm assuming.
Correct.
Okay.
I was actually going to click their icons, and I think I forgot to do that. So, here we go. Do this, haha, and haha.
Dame Branwyn, Sir Cadwigan. We have a mission of sorts.
Cadwigan's quiet and just nods. Branwyn says, I think Branwyn's got a little suspicious Lady Olwen these days. Hey, welcome, Persephone.
Hi, Persephone.
Prepare for battle.
So at that point, Branwyn raises a brow and says, "What sort of mission?"
Well, we had a summons to the Unseelie court. I had to attend in ball.
You're kidding, right?
It was a direct summons, and I feel the consequences of denying it would be far worse. And I know that it's not smart to go by myself. I'm useless. Well, I'm not quite useless, but I'm not exactly well versed in the martial
Olwen.
studies.
She doesn't say Lady Olwen. She says Olwen. No one can summon you unless you owe them fealty.
Well, it wasn't exactly a summons, more of an invitation. So, I'm scared of not going more than anything else. And I don't want my people to suffer because I turned down their hospitality. I don't want this to look like a breach of any sort of agreements we have, any sort of alliance. I don't want anyone else to pay for a mistake that I made. And I'm going either way. Like I told Beatrice, I'm going alone, or I'm going with you. I've thought this through.
I think Cadrigan steps forward and just says, "Can we talk you out of this? I'm not getting the sense that we can."
No. You don't have to come, but as you hold me down, you're not stopping me from going.
He'll nod. Then I'm coming as well.
Thank you, Sakatya.
Branwyn just folds her arms over her chest and looks at him and says, "Of course you would."
Branwyn, I care about you a great deal.
Ooh, she does not have a high loyalty to you, but she passes. I think that's the nature of the recent bits, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would even go to say that maybe her suspicion of you has lowered her loyalty to you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, absolutely.
But she sighs and says, "Well, I'm not going to leave the three of you to go alone. So who's going to be in charge? And who the hell's this guy?" Points to Brockvale.
I put out a call to action on the off chance that, well, I knew I would need more people. I started with one in hopes that I could count on you two. And is a mercenary knight from 11 County. He's here because he needs allies. I think he's hoping to buy my favor with his help.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm here for. Thank you, Lady Olwen, for making note of that. But I promise that I won't be getting in your way. In fact, I'm more than willing to help. Eager to do so.
Yes.
Brandon raises her brow and says, "Are you sure you aren't a London peddler?"
Owen just kind of like bites the inside of her cheek and and tries really hard not to chuckle.
I think he's probably a little proud. I'm gonna give him a 12. What the heck? I didn't do. Oh yeah, no. He bites his tongue a little bit and says, "You know, I probably deserve that. But no, I'm a knight. Trained much like you. And you can tell he leaves it at that, but he's a household knight. Branwen doesn't actually come from a good training stock, right? Like Branwen's hedge knighted her way to where she is, not had the proper squire life that one would have, right? It's kind of like Beatrice with magic. They had to claw their way into that scenario, or Eronwy with knighting. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, so I have a question.
Yeah.
So where he is from, do I know if that is controlled, if that's Summerland or if that's like Uther?
That is Uther territory, technically, but it sounds like they're in the middle of a civil war right now.
Yeah.
So, and you also know, just to set this tale, because this is important for the stream, why is Eronwy and a lot of the knights and other folk not here? They have like just days before this been called to a muster, which never happens, by the way, in Summerland. But they've been called to a muster by King Cadwy. So I think I'll spare you. They're going west to fight or east to fight Saxons. Everyone knows it. The Saxons have moved early, multiple years in a row now. They've moved in early spring, and that's effectively why this muster is being called. So.
Yay. Uther sympathizers are exactly what I want on a trip where I'm more likely than not going to have to do some questionable things. So, yeah.
You could just ask him about his loyalty to Uther.
That's true. I could just ask him. I might. It might be a good road trip question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Beatrice kind of watches all of this happen, and she'll look at Branwen. So you're coming, or?
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
I know. I know it doesn't really affect your decision or your feelings, but I want to feel better in your hands than anyone else.
Cadrigan notes that and just nods.
Yeah.
You know, in games where it's like so and so remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. It's a Dragon Age.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so
you know what? Actually, Beatrice's response to her saying that, because she would have noted that as well, she'll just like lean around Owen's back and just say, "Feel better with you coming, Cadwick," and then turn around because she's a jerk.
Oh, yeah. Like I'm not, but Beatrice, yeah.
Yep.
She's just doing doe eyes at Branwen.
Right. Okay. So at this point, why don't we move forward? Because I don't want to.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
Let's go. I don't want to.
All right. So you set out, presumably the day of Imbolc, since you know that time is weird there, anyways, and the feast would be a week kind of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How early do you want to be?
I was pretty early. I wanted to try and see if we could catch the Goblin Knight before we crossed over, like if he was there.
Okay. Give me an awareness roll as you make your way towards the Barrow Vale, the crossover site.
Oh god.
Me too, or just...
Yep, both of you, please.
Oh, I want to pass this, but I also don't want to go insane. Really need like a 12 passion.
Success.
Thank God. Alright, I did not. I did
That's
not
fair.
do it. Yeah.
But do I tell you?
What do Beatrice tell me?
Now, much like before, you reach. Yeah, it's not really a sight thing. We'll go with just space awareness. I think calling on sight requires more. As you reach the Barrow Vale, you see the mist, and you see that slight. It's almost like you're peering into the other side of the crossover site, right? With the thinned mist and the close proximity of the hedge, you know you are in fact, well, you're very, very close to. You're very, very close to things. Like you know that you can see to the other side, and on the other side you see that single figure. You hear the horse, or steed, as it is.
I'm the only one who sees him. Beatrice will wait a little bit as they're riding. And lean over and just say, your friend is up ahead.
But I was hoping to catch them before we crossed over proper.
Yeah, just encourage him not to fight right now.
Of course.
I don't want to try out healing right at this moment.
I don't think he'll fight unless we provoke him. It's never... I mean, none of us have... She suddenly, like, looks over at Brockvale. It's like, bit of a question to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
But it sometimes comes up here, and hopefully you don't get the wrong idea with me asking this, but what's your chastity situation?
Oh, well, that's awkward.
Look, it's important. I don't care. So
Right. It means something.
does.
He looks confused. I've
Have you or haven't you? One for yes, two for no.
No, I haven't. He looks
Why?
like disappointed in admitting that. Like it's like a big.
And like Owen is just like, thank goodness. All right, perfect, lovely.
What?
So the question asked was,
Have you slept with a lady or anyone?
oh, lovely.
Are you chaste? Because that's when he fights with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna go great.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I don't want to go quite yet. I want to try and secure passage back at a certain time before we step foot in there.
How are you planning on doing that?
He has his fight with the runway to look forward to. It'll be
You
able
want
to
to
come out.
come back on
but
Samhain?
Not on Samhain, but if there's no way for us to leave by Samhain, I want us to be guaranteed at least an attempt at a guarantee to come back at Samhain at the latest.
All right. What are you bargaining with?
I'm not. I'm just asking if it's possible. I'm just relying on geniality, I suppose. better to ask and have a chance at something than just assume that everything will be fine. Right? Oh, buddy.
Yeah, no, neither of those were great.
Please give me
Trust
give me a D4 roll, please.
Trying to determine if I trust her or not in this moment.
Yeah, I know. Give me a D4. Okay, that's not a huge one, which is probably good. You can put yes, you do absolutely trust her because you fumbled suspicious. On top of that, I think you have earned yourself a directed trait of trusting Olwyn of 1. So it's whatever your trusting is +1. Yeah.
I trust Owen slightly more than everyone else.
Just very slightly.
Just a little bit.
The littlest bit.
I trust her suspiciously. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. All right. Fine.
I trust her with one eye open. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So continuing on then.
Yes.
All right.
Meow meow.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted. We've done that a million times. Let's do the Elven Road, Elven Kingdom, Elven Winter.
Elven
Sounds
Kingdom.
better. All right. All right. Let's do this. So you approach. Give me recognize rolls, and I'll give you both a +5 to recognize rolls.
Oh, good.
I was gonna say good because I don't think anyone's good at it.
Yeah. Failure. 14 of 7.
Also failure.
As you approach, you're left with the understanding that you don't quite recognize this, or sorry, no, you're not. You unfortunately don't recognize that this is not the Goblin Knight that's standing here, and you find yourself crossing over into Fairy, only to find yourself sort of in front of what looks like a land bridge, and there's a river, but rather than a river, it's like molten lava underneath the land bridge. You have entered Fairy. Now let's continue to the next stage. Just give me 1 sec here.
Cool.
I would just like to glare in Owen's general direction the minute we enter, and there's just like a river of lava.
And not only is there a river of lava, just so we react to right things, you have someone who isn't the Goblin Knight standing in front of you now. Give me a second.
I would also like to glare at Owen regardless. You did this.
You did this.
You did
Show
this
to
to me.
my... I'm so nervous.
I'm gonna go to break for a second. Hello. Okay, we are back, and we are back with our friend Nicole, who's joining us for the first time. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey. All right. As we noted last, you just crossed over into Fairy. Totally nothing bad that's going to happen there ever. And we'll get a fairy lore test from the two of you.
Please pass something. I passed.
Okay, I'm
Past,
glad that
who
you've
are
been
you?
putting points and things because I clearly never mind.
Beatrice with the crit.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll add
And
that to
check
the
it.
tracker.
Okay. So I think you both immediately recognize this knight on horseback, and we'll let you first do a description of the character, Nicole, and then we can go from there. Why don't you lead the way with that one?
Yeah, they're wearing full silver, like, plate mail armor. They have a helmet on so you can't actually see their face. They're on a horse, but you think they're pretty tall. Yeah, and they just kind of step forward on their horse, I guess.
Perfect. Okay. Your audio like jacked way up for me all of a sudden. That's why I made that face.
I was also
Yeah.
scared.
It's
Okay, fair enough. It's funny, we tested this just to make sure, and it all worked out great during the test. So that's how tests work in general.
That's
Yeah.
how it always goes.
Yeah. So we'll just do our best with this. So those tests mean, I think what you know, Olwen, is this person gives off impressions much like what you're familiar with yourself and with those you've met that are like you, potentially a half fae. I think for Beatrice, there's something a little bit different about this one. You can't quite place what that is. But it's not just as simple as that.
I'm going to pull Owen towards the center of the group.
It's probably for the best because like she sees her and she's like immediately like, oh, and then probably feels Beatrice's hand on her, pulling her aside.
Are they within earshot of me?
They are, in fact.
I call out, welcome. You must challenge me to go forth.
Challenge you in
Best me in any
What?
challenge you care.
any challenge. Well, can I challenge? Hold on.
What are you
I think
discussing?
I think while you're discussing that new knight Brockfail
Okay.
will take a step forward. The eager beaver he is to prove to win any favor with Olwen. He says, "Very well, Sir Knight." And he pauses to think about that statement. I'll see your challenge.
Are they on the ground, and what weapon do they have?
He's on horseback, and he looks like he's ready to spear with you, trade spears with you.
Okay.
Sir Brockfell, are you very certain we can? It's any challenge.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a violent challenge. It could be riddles or courtesies or dancing or
The knight
hand
pulls out
styles.
her lance
Oh, God.
in response to his and waits.
Or it can immediately be violence and fighting. Cool.
He's like, "I'll make short do with this." And with that, he readies the spear and starts to charge at his opponent. Only after the opponent's like readied, of course.
Don't hit them too much.
Now, I have a question for our Fey Knight. Would the Fey Knight like to impassion themselves with anything for this scene?
You'll have to tell me how that works.
Well, typically you roll against that passion score. If the passion is an exalted passion, you get a +10 for a success to all your rolls while you're impassioned. If it's a famous passion and you fumble, you go into madness, or failure, you go into melancholy, which is bad. And if it's an unsung passion, which is 15 or under, then you simply go into melancholy only on a fumble. A failure is not a big deal, just nothing happens. So if you go with an exalted passion if you have any exalted passions of 20, you can use that kind of safely. Like there's no way to fail at that, right?
Okay. Let's do proud then. That
Oh
seems to
no,
make sense.
passions would be the
Oh, that's a personality trait. Okay.
yeah.
Hang on. Let's close that.
Passions are
Honor, which
Okay.
unfortunately is over 15. So,
You do have another. I will know.
oh, I have Faye, which is 20, but I don't think that really fits.
What is or does
Circumstances.
it? Does it fit the circumstances?
Sure, let's do it then. Actually, yeah, it does kind of match Faye.
All right.
Ooh.
Now
Oh no. Oh.
you can make your
no.
spear roll, your Kimrick spear roll with a +10. Yeah. So you just critted. He is a 16. No, he's a 20 Kimrick spear, but he only rolled a 16. So you just critted him. You can give me just roll here. I'll roll the damage for you. Actually,
Okay. My sheet says 46. Oh,
that would be your normal damage. However, you are using your horse damage right now.
okay.
Jesus, what a roll.
And he did succeed, so he gets his shield on that. But it's still 12, and he's gonna. It's double his. Like he can't even test horsemanship. He's just gonna fall off. Like there's no help.
Shit, asshole. Fall
Yeah,
off your horse.
yeah. So he does in fact topple over, crash hard into the ground beneath him. Not into the lava, just onto the ground. And his horse kind of rears back and rides back. He looks awful. He's got a major wound at this point. So, yeah, he does have a major wound with that. So, Branwyn sighs and will get off her own steed and give him first aid.
I was gonna do it if she
The knight-
didn't.
The knight just
I'll
circles back.
assist her.
The knight just circles back to the other side of the bridge where she was waiting for them. Or to the part of the bridge she was standing before.
Looks like
Well,
you've got a protector of the bridge on your hands.
oh, we challenged you.
You must best me in the challenge.
Oh, that wasn't stated before the challenge.
It was.
Was it? I wasn't paying attention. You're really pretty. Well
Okay.
then.
We're not doing combat. No one's doing combat. She says that to Olwen and to the knights behind her very quietly.
thought that I were good at something.
You're pretty.
Thank you.
It's any challenge.
What? How is that determined? Like, oh, I challenge you in like a walk-off?
I don't know. I'm just saying they said it was a challenge for
Like,
anything.
what we go and go up to a bunch of different fae and be like, who's prettier? I mean, we could, but that seems really.
I'm good at like one thing, and I'm not sure
I'm
that
good at
it's.
taking care of my lands. I mean, I could try. I'm good at stewardship, industry. I could try crafting something pretty. Yeah,
I have magic.
you do. But do you really want to show that off to one of
I
Ufa's?
don't know, but he's also very hurt right now, so.
Let's try something fun, something pretty, something exciting. Maybe they won't know.
Okay.
Maybe they're combat based. Maybe they don't know how to make pretty little embroideries and such.
Okay. Oh, and I am trusting you a lot for this. Just don't die.
I mean, I I've never hurt myself sewing. Wait, well, I don't remember ever hurting myself while sewing. I've been told that I did something really bad, but I don't remember it. Anyway, um, hi. Your name was the the Fey Knight. Is that what we is, is that what we refer to you as? Just the Fey Knight.
They just kind of look down at you and don't answer.
All right. Well, in any challenge, how much do you know about um embroidery on flower crowns and such like that?
Is that your challenge?
Yes.
They dismount their horse and they look to see if you have any of like the crafting supplies.
Um, I'm sure there's flowers around here somewhere. I could
Actually, we are in the ferry. Can they just magically appear?
You're muted, Bob.
You're muted.
Well, there are flowers. It's just what kind of flowers are we talking about here? Every flora and fauna in fairy isn't necessarily equal to our flora and fauna, right?
Something
So
that I could make pretty little flower crowns out of.
sure, you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
The knight looks very awkward in their armor doing this, but there's no clanking and they seem really graceful. It's just bizarre to watch.
His armor is also molded more in the style of like what the Goblin Knight wears, so though not dark, in more like a metallic, a silvery color, less of a dark black. You know.
Very pretty.
Is that going to be...
Industry?
Indeed. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a boon here. Okay. So technically, without spoiling, I'm going to add this to your sheet, and I'll explain why later when it comes up. So you do have a base. You do have a base score in this, and then obviously you've got the impassioned of 10. So you may add your modifier of 10 when you make this roll in competition with Olwyn. But we'll have Olwyn pull the flower first, actually. Start to collect the flowers.
Okay. I'm going to impassion myself. Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to go insane. But
You got it. You got it. It's good.
I know.
It's gonna be so good.
I'm impassioning myself with honor.
Mhm. Oh,
All right, I'm using.
Your base industry.
using your mulligan.
Yep. No, I thought about using my mulligan, but I might have to use it on a on
A
a
future
fun
roll.
later. Yeah.
Okay.
It's too early in the year to use it.
All right, so
It's a success.
I think I also succeeded, yeah.
Yeah.
at a higher level. So
at a higher level.
the passion of this, unexpectedly, you look over like quite satisfied with what you've put together, and you look over to your amusement, only to be unsatisfied with the outcome because yours somehow pales in comparison to the one that the Fey Knight has just made.
It's very pretty.
The Fey Knight will put it on your head.
I was gonna put it on the Fey Knights too. I think it's like on the helmet.
Beatrice just is looking at Cadogan like, where am I?
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've won.
Okay. So it's me, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Unless anyone else wants to bust out any hidden talents.
Cadogan, you have any ideas before I start doing what I do?
He just looks at the two of you and says, "I'm a knight. You know what I do."
Yeah, that's valid. We already have one down. All right.
Unless
I'm
you think I have a
alright.
chance against this Fey Knight in social graces.
Cadogan, I mean this with the utmost respect. Well, no, you're good at some parts of it.
When I mean to be, he says.
So we could either have Cadogan be an excellent liar,
Oh, I
or
just had
I
an
can
idea.
cast spells. That is our option.
Well, we could always do an horse race. Yeah, across the bridge.
Who's good at that? Don't look at me.
I'm just saying, I mean,
I don't have good enough for that.
I'm also
You have a very
quite bad
high
at
opinion.
horses. Wink, wink.
What?
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. On a ride up.
I mean, you don't have to do that. Just
Well, no, I'm
do
not
what-
doing that. I'm not doing a
all
horse
right,
race.
okay.
Absolutely not.
Just to be clear. Yeah, okay. So you ride
That's
up.
not what's happening.
Yeah.
If you had to scale my horse, like how good I am at riding a horse from 1 to 20.
Really
it's a
quick.
9.
Let me whisper something in your ear so no one
Oh,
else can
Lord.
hear except the stream. What if we, what if we raced her across the bridge? The place that we want to go, and then either way, we'll be across the bridge. Or
What
we
if
race
someone
her in the other
falls?
direction. Or fine, then we race her in the other direction, and then when she's that way, we zoom.
I'm a little worried and I'm going to be honest with you, it's because I'm not confident everyone, a little bit you, can stay on their horse for the entire bridge because there's lava at the bottom.
Why you have to ruin my fun with your logic?
You almost drowned the last time.
I did.
So
Oh,
I just don't think this is the thing.
Fine.
I'll
Take
be
it
back.
seriously.
And so what approaches you is a 21-year-old who she looks like she's seen better days. She's not dressed in any finery, whatever. And she looks aggravated.
Should have described myself. Oh, well.
Let's get it over with. Can you cast anything?
Is that your challenge?
First, I'd like to know if you can.
I can only accept a challenge.
And if I challenge you to let us across, so that we can go on our journey safely as we have an invitation.
That would not best me in a challenge.
Kinda would. Alright. Well. Alright, let's get it over with. I'm not casting anything specific.
You have to.
I have to. Okay. So, I'm casting protection though. That's something physical. You could throw a flower into the lava. That's an option.
I will.
You have a very specific spell that that would help us in this very specific challenge, given that
Not one that's high enough. Yeah, I'm really regretting some point choices, friends. Some very specific ones. Because that's the only high enough talent I have. And it's not one that's visible.
You've always got passions. Don't forget about passions.
I do have passions, but passions go notoriously badly for us.
yeah.
Alright.
I mean, you could, I think Olwen already said you could cast it on a flower and drop it into the lava.
Yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah, I think I might do that. Okay. I'm gonna grab a flower, hand one to the knight next to me.
Take it from me. I'm wearing this forever.
Let me. Ugh. Okay. Trying to decide this is.
You're casting. You get a +5 automatically because you're in fairy right now.
Oh. Well, never mind.
Just remember the cost because you pay it on the way back. You pay it when you.
I pay it on the way back. I do.
You'll need to sleep immediately after returning, basically.
I'm gonna look at Owen again. You're paying me in some way for this.
Of course. I'll put more words in with Lloyd.
That's not what I was asking, even remotely.
Oh, you said some way. You were non-specific.
Success. Not a good success.
Right, but so with that, you were casting that on the flower and then tossing it into
I throw the flower and then I cast it on the flower.
Okay. So, for those...
What like an 11?
For those witnessing, you see the flower kind of thrown over the bridge or off the bank, into the lava, and just before it's about to hit, it's almost like it rests on a bed of nothing. But you are in fairy, so the nothing is visible to everybody who's in fairy. So you see this almost like glamour bed, for lack of a better term, separating the molten lava from the flower, and you watch the flower move all the way to the other side of the bridge and just kind of back into view again, and then the spell breaks and dissipates. And the flower sinks.
The knight takes the other flower that was offered, and I have a question for you, Bob.
Yep.
Do I cast? I don't have any points in that.
Typically not. I will allow you a chance. You have been here for a while. You are impassioned with Fae. Please make me a Fae roll with a modifier of -10.
Is that my passion or
Yes.
my lore? Okay. And what's the modifier?
Let's make it interesting. -9, actually.
Oh.
Failure.
So you see for a moment, and this is probably a bit concerning. Like, I think Beatrice and Olwen panic a little because it's like
yeah,
it's like
totally.
it's like Captain America moving the hammer. Like, there's a moment where there's a glamour bed underneath it, just like Beatrice did, but not as long. By the time it reaches where it would go under the bridge, it dissipates and is consumed immediately.
Even though this is like at least 50 feet or so above on the bridge, Olwen is still like blowing on the flower, like go in the lava.
The knight bows to Beatrice, and then when they rise, they take off their helmet to reveal a woman with high cheekbones and icy eyes and shorn, raven black hair. Thank you, my lady, for this for besting me in the challenge. I shall be in your debt.
In my debt. Also, I'm no lady.
But you are my lady now.
Olwen is
That's funny.
For you have my fealty.
glaring daggers at Beatrice right now.
For you have my fealty.
Why?
Oh, Olwen is so mad at you, Beatrice.
Why?
Cadrigan will say, because you bested her at her challenge.
Cadwick, and I got that part, but I feel like there has to be a deeper reason to this.
I mean, what? It doesn't matter.
Were
I mean,
you trapped
and
here? Like, what?
It was part of my former lord's final request of me.
Oh. Who was your former lord?
I'm a lord of the Unseelie.
Oh.
Do you know? Do you know? I mean, not that all Unseelie fairy know each other. I'm sure they don't. It's not important. We have other business to attend to, but you don't happen to know family, do you?
Do I do a lore check?
Recognize would be the correct thing, and you are still impassioned with Faye. The scene is not yet over.
Okay.
So you get that +10. Sweet +10.
No.
I
My apologies. That name is unfamiliar.
thought it might be. No matter. I'm sure I'll see her again one day. Oh, and she pulls the flower crown like off the helmet and like puts it back on your head. Like, anyway, shall we press on?
She looks a little sad looking at the flowers on her head, but it passes.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go. Yeah.
So, like, go up to Beatrice and be like, you have got it cool.
I don't want a night. I don't at all, actually. So this is, I don't know how to.
put her in on someone else's service. Anyway,
All right, let's just get this over with. Go see your awful mother and
Excellent.
Can you give me an awareness roll, all of you? We are now out of that scene, so the impassion is wore off for the Fey Knight.
success.
Failure.
I think, Beatrice, you're the first to see through the fog. Because, again, even on the other side, it's still foggy that, picture that low-hanging fog over the bridge and over the lava. You're the first to kind of, I guess, crest the bridge and get to the other side. And as you do, you peer through the fog to see a very familiar castle one you visited prior. Strangely enough, even though you don't recognize this landscape, like this looks like a very different landscape than what you witnessed the last time, the castle remains almost identically in front of you, the same way you approached it prior. It's front facing you.
This is the one where I fought a giant fey dog, wasn't it?
Fighting's a strong term.
I told it to go lay down in a very stern voice, okay?
That's fighting for a 15-year-old baby.
It's true.
I'll stop and point it out to Olwen and the array of knights, but now behind us.
I think Owen, upon saying it, like her breath kind of catches in her chest, and like I feel like her heart like stops for a second, and the fear and the feelings of the last time she was here like kicks in. Just a little like moment of that PTSD of just that feeling of seeing everything. But she shakes it off, takes a deep breath, counts to 10, and continues forward.
I think for just to set the scene here, I think all of you know you are entering into proper Unseelie territory. This is a place that most mortals would go and never return. Very unwelcoming, and yet your party moves forward. No fear in them. Maybe not.
That.
Little fear, but we're working on it.
While we're walking, my new knight friend, I'm going come up alongside them and just be like, so yeah, we're going to go see the Queen of the Unseelie. Whether or not you want to sign on for that is up to you. You can also just go if you want.
We lose them.
Oh no.
It's possible. It did go dark there for a minute. We'll see. We shall see. I hear it again. Oh, that's never mind. That's Emily.
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
She's frozen for me.
All right. We'll go to a brief break because this is a good time, anyways. We'll pick up right in the feast, but we'll allow them to come back. I thought I fixed it. Not quite.
I saw my screen light up. Watched it
like in real time light up.
I saw it light up, and I was just like staring at your screen and watching
You're like,
to see if you react.
Yes. So I did want to give you guys a chance to go over what you were like that last piece of the Beatrice. I think that was important. So you were saying something to the Fey Knight, right? Just before.
Yeah, I was generally so she I keep saying pulls up alongside her like it's a car. Rides up alongside the knight. And it's just like, so we're going to go see the Unseelie Queen, which is a lot to sign on for, and arguably something that's going to possibly get us all killed. It's just a lot to sign on for, and you don't have to. You can go home if you want.
She just kind of looks at you, just nothing on her face indicating anything. And says, "It is a rather reckless endeavor you have taken. However, I have already pledged my loyalty to you, and I shall see it through."
Yeah, I'm just not typically a person that people pledge loyalty to. Like, respectfully, I just don't know how to handle having knights. It seems really odd to me. Okay.
If it helps at all, I am no ordinary knight.
You don't seem to be. How did you end up here?
I was sent on a quest by my human lord, and came to Fairy, where I met my lady love, and I have stayed here for years until her unfortunate demise.
Bisha's...
At which point...
Sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead. She stops here.
No. She winces. That's it. That's literally it. I'm sorry to hear that. So you want to leave, Fairy?
Yes, it is time for me to return to the mortal war realm.
Okay. Again, you don't have to follow us into this mess.
I'm still of the Unseelie. I must keep my word.
Okay. All right, well, this is going to be a weirder journey than even I anticipated. Let's do it, I guess.
Indeed. Let's go.
All right. Anything you want to note as you make your way to the castle?
I want to see potential exits. I want to look for ways out.
There is the drawbridge that's currently open.
Yeah.
And there's that lovely moat that you tried to get past.
Swam through.
Yeah.
And there's a 4-story drop from the top walls of the castle.
Oh, Owen's gonna look at that and be like, "Oh, I remember when we thought we could just climb that super easily."
I unfortunately remember that whole day. Can I see any guards?
You do.
Okay.
There are 2 guards standing at the gates. Both of them a bit shorter than your average man. Both in weird armor. And as you get a little closer, you see they are They are more your traditional goblins. So something I haven't been kind of socializing much is goblin is a term. I think you're all high enough in fairy lore now, and you've dealt with enough. Goblin's a term used generally to apply to the Unseelie. Unseelie creatures can be referred to as goblins, and it's also a type of goblin or a type of Unseelie that looks similar to, I guess, your D&D version of goblins. So the Goblin Knight doesn't really resonate with that. He's tall like a man. He does have green skin. It's warped, but he's tall like a man, and he behaves like a knight, not like your traditional, I guess, fair Unseelie creature. But these two stand guard, and they wait for you to approach.
I would like to lean to Cadwigan and Branwen, who I assume has the poor dude that decided to come with us.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly to Cadwigan. If there's a situation in which it's seeming like we're going to die, can you just get her out of here?
What about you?
I
shall seek the safety of my lady.
I'd like to live Cadwigan, but I think we can both agree that she's a little more important to this than I am.
I think Cadwigan gives one of those, like, almost like, not quite an eye roll, not enough to give, to pay a discourteous look, but in that response to...
As discourteous as he gets.
Well, it's basically like a, who the hell is this again? Like, you know what I mean? But for lack of better terms, it's a companion along the way, and someone that might benefit. So he's smart enough not to, like, let that go too far. He doesn't want to upset anyone.
So I might be okay, but
understood.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. I'll ride away.
I hope you know by now, he says, like, just as you're starting to ride away. My loyalty rests with Olwen and Lady Gwynedd. But while Gwyned's away, I with Olwen as my lord and lady. And he kind of thinks about those two, and he's like, right, I said that, yeah, that's correct.
I know, and believe me, I trust you more than most people, which I would never actually thought I'd say. So I trust your loyalty to her. All right, let's hopefully not die.
So you approach the gates, and the goblins say nothing. They simply step aside. Does anyone wish to announce your party on behalf of them? No.
Should I roll a courtesy roll to see if that, or like, would that be more fairy lore? Because I don't know if Olwen doesn't fully know fairy courtesies.
That would be a courtesy roll. Yep.
Okay. Success.
You would assume so. It'd be appropriate. Not necessarily the person. Like, if you're important, you should have someone else do it. That's the proper courtesy, right?
Right.
You're the lady leading this entourage, and then welcome guests. In that case, then someone should do it on your behalf.
Beatrice, would you like to ask your Fey Knight to announce us? Might make her feel important.
I don't think she knows who any of us are, Olwen.
Oh my god, we haven't introduced ourselves properly.
No, she doesn't know a single one of our names.
Oh god, I'm such a shit. Well,
I mean, it's expected of me, but like
I
you, it's
technically did ask.
very bad.
It was very strange circumstances. Anyway, hi. We still only call you Fey Knight. You don't have a proper name for us. Or to give us.
I'm Sir Elian.
Sir Elian. What color are your eyes?
They're an icy blue.
Right,
almost
you said
silvery.
that. Sir Elian. Like cerulean. Like blue. Like your eyes.
Sir as in a knight, and Elian.
Indeed. So it's quite fitting that those two words are together. I'm Lady Olwyn. And as I failed to describe myself earlier, she is like she's like probably average height, relatively slim build, long curly fiery red hair, like inhumanly red hair, and like bright green eyes that are like just a little off if you stare at them too long, like kind of feel it's like the weird fairy stuff bleeding through, and like super freckly. And she's really, really pretty. She got like 28 appearance anyway. Yeah, Lady Olwyn, this is.
I just think while you're all in fairy, Lady Olwyn certainly reminds you of the Unseelie, like the Unseelie elves. Like, her beauty being as great as it is, it's far beyond what a mortal might appear like. So it's into that level. Just to give you some context, like Igraine and I think Guinevere are the only two that have a higher score that are statted. So it's very, very, very high. So.
And my companion, Beatrice, and then my Order of Knights, Sir Cadogan, Dame Branwyn, and Sir Rockvale.
It is a pleasure to meet you all.
Lovely to meet you as well. Therefore, Beatrice, if you, well, I suppose I could ask, would you mind announcing us to the Goblin Guards?
She looks to Beatrice for confirmation.
Yeah, and so does Olwen. Like, not to step on Beatrice's toes as your lady.
Yeah, she's Lady Olwen of Barrowcrest is her full name. And we're her retinue, I suppose.
And
you can announce if you want.
Cerelian's guilty is for you. Therefore, you have to be the one to ask her to do these things, Beatrice.
She can do what she wants.
I
will give her that option, should she choose it.
Seeing as Beatrice told her the full name to be introduced, she's assuming that means that's what she wants. So she steps forward and says quite loudly, "Ladies Beatrice and Olwen from a Barrowcrest."
Beatrice just sinks behind whatever knight is closest to her.
Olwen is like equally like still a little bit, jealous, but also kind of loving this little awkwardness that Beatrice is feeling just because it's funny.
All right. The announcement goes unheard. The goblins simply nod and continue to stand away. But I was gonna give Olwyn 10 glory for that, but because Beatrice's name was introduced as well, we're gonna give her 10. Yeah. So
God, 10 plus like 20 embarrassment.
yeah. And then I will get all of you to roll your app scores as you enter.
No.
And I shall start to describe what you see.
You'll have to roll for
Parents.
Alien.
Yeah, you would. This will define where you are seated.
I'm gonna be on the floor.
You don't know that. You're cute.
Oh.
See?
I'm passable. I asked what the median was.
Near the salt, baby.
Do you need me to roll? Is that what you said? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you need to roll for Alien.
Yeah. That's right. Give me 1 sec, and I shall do so. Do you wish to passion for this, or are you comfortable with your score?
All passion with it.
Okay.
It's in a fairy court.
Okay. So, Faye, honor, or hospitality?
Faye. It's in a fairy court, and she doesn't really like the Unseelie.
Understood. So you pass, and I will make your app score with a +10. So close, but no crit, which probably works out for you because you end up near the salt beside Beatrice. And with that, we shall cut over to what you see. As you enter the court, the castle proper, and you're led by what looks like a dead man, for lack of better terms.
Oh,
He's
God.
well dressed, but he looks like he's in full rigor mortis. As he dressed almost like a butler, and he nods and he begins to kind of shamble forward, with you all following very slowly. You feel more than see the 12-foot giant that stands in the room. A great table set aside for him that stands well over your height. Well over your height on horse, rather. This giant doesn't look quite like those you've seen before. He's a little more warped in appearance. A little less like a tall, feral man, and a little more like a monstrous a being. And of course, there are some familiar faces. And some faces that are quite alarming to those who have never seen such things. You see what looks like a goblin with a big smile on his face as you all approach. He looks at you with a look of almost like hunger or enjoyment. It's a very uncomfortable stare. And of course, maybe a fairy lore from all of you, and I'll roll for you, Ellie. And from you, Olwen.
Yep. Pass.
Oh, there we go. You notice what looks like now. You've all met dwarves before. This is not quite that. One could mistake it, say, for the terrible look, the almost like malnourished sort of features and the dark red eyes and the grayish pale skin. This is something much worse than a dwarf. This is a Durgar.
Ooh.
And he looks important. I think that's the more alarming part. The queen smiles and says, everyone, our mortal guests have arrived. Please, Lady Olwyn, we've provided you the seat of honor.
I humbly accept it with gratitude.
Okay. I think in this case, I'm guessing the cards are not going to really apply super well. If you get really bored, I'll let you pull them. If you have, for anyone over 1,000 glory, you may pull them, but I will caution that
I'm above this all and
can
Beatrice
anyways.
Can't. Yeah, but Elian might.
I can always try to interpret them and twist them a bit to fit.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll bring you up to speed on how this works, Elian, but it's pretty straightforward. We'll start with Olwyn, who gets to act first in the first round of the feast. Actually, before we begin, I'd like to see maybe what are Beatrice and Elian doing as they find a seat near the salt together. I think Cadfile and Branwyn end up below the salt.
Cadrigan.
What did I say? Cadfile?
Cadfile.
Oops.
Why is he here?
Yeah.
Bastard.
Cadrigan, I would say. Yeah.
I feel like Beatrice is just trying to stay calm and watching Olwen. Because Olwen's seated away from her. You're muted.
Trying to keep an eye on her? It's not working. Trying to keep an eye? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so she's watching Olwen the entire time.
Okay.
Elian is staying close to Beatrice and trying to hide their disdain for the Unseelie.
A great pair.
For those that are trying to withhold their disdain, I think a courtesy roll would be awfully good. So
I still have my +10, right?
Yes, you do.
I think this is important.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyone else with a strong opinion on this scenario? Beyond fear, of course. If you want to hide it, hiding something is a courtesy rule. It's etiquette, basically.
Ooh. I don't know if Beatrice is gonna hide it, my dude.
That's on brand.
Because even with a passion, we are not good.
Elian passes with a 17, so quite high as well. Pleasant graces and smiles coming from Elian, as expected of any guest of this. Is that how that plays out? Not necessarily speaking terms, though.
Yeah, she'll do as the Unseelie do.
Okay.
And kind of try to shield Beatrice, who is clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah. So I have to roll a courtesy too, right?
You should. If you have any sort of disdain,
I'm gonna
I think
impassion myself because it's real low. Like there is no chance. Okay.
Ooh.
Doing this for the
yeah.
group, my dudes. Doing it for the group. I still am not sure it's gonna work, but I'll stay impassioned
I
for the
believe
time
in you.
being.
+1d10.
What?
Making a bardic inspiration joke.
Oh, thank Jesus.
All right.
I'm
Wow.
alive.
Yeah, you've managed.
Rhiannon.
All right, we shall start then underway. 3 rounds, starting with Olwen. How would you like to approach us?
I'd ask what we're eating, but I imagine it's weird Unseelie shit. I think I want to. I gotta talk to the Goblin Knight, man. It seems like the correct thing to do. Wine sauce. I don't trust this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got
for my own reasons.
Your theme in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not okay. I'm hungry. I get up to talk to the Goblin Knight.
All right. With what intent? As always, is the intent?
It's probably going to be an intrigue test because, she understands the reason given for the invitation, but she doesn't trust the intent necessarily. She feels like something is up.
Okay.
It's too weird. She's like, they already paid their debt. They, did what I asked. So, you want me to roll meow?
Yes. It's always helpful to do it up front.
Elian's gonna warn Beatrice not to eat anything. Not to eat or drink anything.
I appreciate it.
I've succeeded.
Okay. So you approach the Goblin Knight. He turns to you. Are you enjoying my lady's hospitality?
Of course. It was unexpected to receive such an invitation. Especially given our last encounter. Wouldn't think she would want anything to do with me.
Blood is important. So is lineage.
She seemed more concerned about Talison's blood running through me rather than her own.
He doesn't say anything. You get the sense that there's more, but he's probably obliged not to share in his position.
Whatever happens, and whatever our intent, I want you to know that I've always appreciated everything you've done for me. I know it hasn't. Everyone I know has an opinion on you. I feel like they don't. I mean, I don't feel like I know you properly. Like anyone else. But I also know that every time we've seen each other. You've been kind and honorable, and even if not completely forthright, more honest than I think you've ever needed to be with me. And so I want you to know that counts for something. And I appreciate everything you've done. Even if it's been more for your lady than it has been for me.
I am who I am, Lady Olwen.
I know. And I appreciate who you are.
How can you say that? You know what Samhain brings.
You still abide by the rules that are set. You've never tried to circumvent them. You have honor, and I see that. There's something in you that's good.
He says.
Or at least not completely. I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but
It's not a matter of good or evil. I've given my word, my vow.
yes.
That is what drives me.
And that counts for much. And I see that.
I'm going to have the Goblin Knight right there say, "Pardon me, my lady. I should return to my duties." And with that, he goes to back to standing guard beside the queen.
When we'll return to her seat and continue to just swirl the food around her plate and really just not eat it. Just look busy around it. But smile to herself nonetheless.
Okay. That brings us to Beatrice.
Hi. I feel like Beatrice is... She's not going out of her way to talk to anyone. Because... No. So I feel like she's watching Olwen, but I think she's more so... She's going to be taking stock of the room and like how they can get out of it if they need to. Kind of try and size up the people around her, but not talking to anyone.
Okay.
Just weighing their odds, basically.
You know, it's gonna be a battle roll.
Oh,
What?
What does Beatrice have in battle? I'm so...
You do have a knight beside you.
I would
That's
also
true.
like to roll battle, and I think
Yeah,
I still have plus 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean to Sir Elian and just be like, so what are the chances of us getting out of here in a hurry
No,
if we need to?
Something Alien doesn't know is that you can only invoke one passion once per round. So Faye is spent. Do you want to do hospitality or honor? What would drive you in that case? Or nothing. You can also do nothing and just take your chances with your battle skill.
Let's just use my battle skill. It's not terrible.
No. It is a failure, however. I think in that case, you're not certain. You haven't really, like, you've heard lots about fairy lore-wise. You know the Duergar are strong. You know giants are dangerous. You know goblins are terribly quick. And you are surrounded. Your ability to fight your way out of here is probably unlikely, but you can't put an exact odds on it, right? Like, it's just, I think what you know with a failure is you're not feeling great about the odds of getting out of here outside of playing the game. You know, playing whatever this invitation is, because you've accepted. It's sort of like you can't get off the ride till it's over now.
I more or less relay that over to Beatrice. The odds are not the odds are not in our favor should we attempt to fight our way out.
Great. Okay.
It'd be best to see what game they're playing.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Whatever game they're playing. That's what I'm worried about. Okay. Cool.
Give me
go back to watching Olin like a hawk.
Give me an awareness roll, all of you,
Let's go.
as we move
All
to
of
round
us?
2. Yep.
Oh boy. Oh
Success.
boy. Oh, kills. Why do I keep closing my sheet? Fail.
Oh, I keep forgetting that I gotta roll that. One sec. Okay. I think Beatrice and so Beatrice and Elian, is you're there, you being near the salt, you see the goblin tear into the salmon. And that wine sauce, there's a faint smell of blood in that wine sauce.
Yep.
It kind of
Oh, but
drizzles down his face a little bit, and he smiles at you with a big toothy grin. Round 2, we're back to Olwen.
Do Unseelie eat people?
They're most known to, they enjoy torturing. If they eat people, it tends to be more slowly, bits and pieces of them.
Okay, just specifying that I'm pretty sure that's people.
oh my god, we're eating Garani.
Lady Olwen, round 2.
Yeah, I know. Oh god. Oh. This is. I'd probably be clocked immediately if I tried to wander too far, right?
Who knows? How far do you want to wander? Near the salt, below the salt, on the floor? What are you looking for?
If I tried to find Trevelyan.
Oh yeah, they're not going to let you leave the feast
Yeah.
room. You can try though.
Yeah.
You are the guest of honor, so the odds of them failing to see you is low.
Yeah.
But you could always try.
Hmm.
Do you want to try?
No. I'll go sit over to by Branwyn and Cadwigan. We'll try for a temperate roll, attempting to like get them to like not eat. I think is
Okay, I'll allow it. It's a weird. This is a whole weird thing.
Like
So give her. Yeah, give
I
her.
wasn't sure if that would be
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. No, I get you. I would say.
Oop.
Take that back, anyways. I would say it's actually prudent.
Prudent? Okay. Do you want me to re-roll? Because it is the
Yes.
same number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think what that means is, you get there to tell them that, and keep in mind, I noted they're below the silt, so like you
Yeah.
getting that far to the door draws attention, and when you go to like whisper what you say to them about not eating, or motion or whatever, the Duergar turns to you and says, Lady Olwen,
And
you must be hungry, having come so far. Might I get you seconds?
I still I think I still have some at my place.
There's a bit of like red dyed into his gray beard at this point too. Yeah.
It's very kind of you to offer, but I don't eat much. I don't stay like this by indulging myself,
He says, then perhaps you should return to your plate. There's a hint of suggestion, like he looks at the door, almost like making a note of maybe your interest in how close you are to exiting.
I just wanted to speak with my friends. It's a bit lonely. There, all by myself. It feels very exposed and vulnerable.
He smiles. I understand exactly. Vagnus! He yells out. Be a better guest for our guest of honor. The big giant turns your way.
No.
And the queen says, Lady Olwen, would you
Yes.
come and meet one of my dearest of friends?
Of course, my lady, I would be delighted. And is she referring to Magnus when
Vagnus, yeah.
Magnus, yes. Sure, her eyes are like just locked on this, like the face of this tall creature as the queen addresses her, and she just kind of walks as if in a trance up to him.
Does she pass me on the way there?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna reach out and link my elbow with hers. And I'll go with her.
Okay. Understood. So for Elian, both Beatrice and Owen went back to her seat to meet the giant. and Beatrice linked her arm with Olwen's as Olwen went up. And all of a sudden, your charge has found her way into a more dangerous spot. What do you want to do in turn?
Do I think I can follow her?
You wouldn't know until you tried, but you get the sense that would be like you're sat where you're sat. So you are a person of honor, so I would think that it matters to... The prudent thing to do would be to stay here.
Sounds like a trait roll.
I think so.
Yeah, let's do a trait roll.
Is this maybe prudent versus valorous?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I think Bob would have to roll.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
I'll never
of course.
remember, so...
Hi, Percy. 84.
Okay,
Oh,
valorous wins in that trade.
She confidently gets up and closely follows behind, like she's supposed to.
I think it's noted, like, that makes Beatrice look more important to the court. And Beatrice, as you do this, I think, so we have our... You can tick valorous for that, by the way. Or I can tick for you.
That's not me.
Beatrice, I'll give you a tick on loyalty gathering of branches for that.
It had to be a passion, Bob. I have them at 15, so I don't.
So you're
I
nice
don't
and
want to be that
safe.
passionate. Shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Huh?
You have no idea how much I pray every
don't
time we
love-
level up. to be
Don't
like,
love things. Don't love things as much as me. I'll get you
Don't
in
be
trouble.
passionate about things. Don't be passionate about anything.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Love leads to melancholy.
I think
Yes.
as you know, as the... What was the final thing? It was both bittern and then venison. So the venison that is served here is not in frumenti. In fact, it's quite raw. Served
Oh,
almost
and
like
it's a-
sushi.
It's a deer.
Yeah.
And I think in my head, I don't think I've ever said it canonically, but like I think I like very much associate Owen with like does and deers. Oh goodness.
So, just as we move to round 3, the queen says, Olwen, Vagnus here and I have been talking,
Oh no.
and we feel that,
Mm-mm.
well, the last time we spoke, perhaps I was a little short with you. I didn't really offer an opportunity to, I guess, give you the benefit of the doubt, being what you are, a mixed blood. I believe my words were harsh, and my actions harder. And yet, you proved yourself. You proved yourself a very loyal, very wonderful daughter. But, as much as you've proven so far, it would be unfit of me to offer any further hospitality to you without a proof to this court that you are what you say you are.
What What have I ever said I was, other than just me?
She smiles. Your actions have said a lot. They've proven that you're my daughter. And she claps her hands. And you see a face, a knight. There are knights here, I should note. They fit the position of fiendish knights. You see it almost looks, I don't want to say a wheelchair, it's not quite what it is, but picture something that's being wheeled out as it is, like a buffet, but on it is, let's do some recognize rolls, everyone, and we can go with a flat +5 for Beatrice and Olwen for Elian. I don't think you're going to recognize, so it's going to be a flat roll, I think, in this case. These aren't people that, unless like by random circumstance,
Succeeded.
you're not familiar.
I succeeded.
Okay. On the wheeled cart is that what's left of Garanwi. Served almost like on a platter. His appendages have been removed and are replaced with they're tied off, let's say, much like something that is prepared for a feast, sewed together, keep him alive. And the person wheeling him in for Olwen is another familiar face, one you haven't seen in some time. Last time you saw him, he was being tortured. Today, he looks much more himself, or what you might expect your brother to look like. You note a strange, almost like red streak that seems to cover on the outside of his face as the two approach. Lady Olwen, your actions have taught me a great many things, and one of those things is forgiveness. But it would be unfair to this court not to let you move forward in this. We lost one. Hold on, I got a 2-player scene. Hold on, we'll switch. Aha! There we go. So it would be unbefitting of me to continue this. To trust you without further proof. I think your actions have offered an opportunity for an alliance between your realm and ours. But I must see more from you. I will release that of your blood in turn. But you must finish what you've started.
What was that? When am I to finish? Eh?
Your gift has been tortured long enough.
You want me to kill him?
The giant reaches down with a dainty thumb and pinched finger to pull the smallest little dagger your way, reaching all the way over, and man does his arm stretch to you to hand you the hilt of it.
While they're having this conversation, before the dagger is handed over, Beatrice drops Owen's arm.
With Summerlin. They wanted us. I was angry. I was mad at myself. I was. I wasn't thinking. I was scared. I felt useless. I didn't know what else to do. I knew it was wrong as soon as I did it. But it was too late.
Now's not exactly the time to talk about how we got here. If you can't do it, I can.
Do it.
Anything's better than what he is now.
It's already dead.
He's not already dead. He's alive.
He's not coming back from whatever this is.
I don't know that answer.
You shouldn't have to pay for my mistakes. People have paid enough to protect me.
It's fine.
It's not.
It's not, but we can discuss it later. Ask her if it's alright. I can't address her.
No, Beatrice. I have to. I don't want to.
I'm telling you, if you don't want to, I will do it.
No. If it's going to happen, I need to finish what I started. I need to take responsibility for my actions. Not having anyone else pay for me. I'll take the dagger. Looking right at Ab and not for you. And do it.
What drives the action for Olwen this moment?
She feels the guilt. It's the guilt of everything that has led up to this. Her actions getting Garonwi, the selfish nature of what drove her to throw him in and just... It's what Beatrice said is right. It's like it's better for him to have a quick, and I think for her it's mercy. It's like she said, it's not for Mab that she's doing this. It's for her brother.
Test merciful, and you may impassion yourself if you wish.
I do wish. Oh my god.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
No fail. Well, just a failure. No.
Oh wait, I have geniality.
I will
Does that
allow it.
apply?
I'll allow it here. Yeah.
Okay. So that would.
Because it is the Unseelie court. So
Okay. So that would have been a pass. Three. And it's just still 3 geniality that I have.
I think in this case, merciful will not allow the geniality.
Okay, so I just have my passion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Exceeded merciful.
So the man that was being tortured, you're confident in yourself. I think the failure would have meant that you don't know, that you really don't know why you're doing it. If you're doubting yourself, right? But you know, in this moment, you're doing your best to make up for, I guess, a mistake you made, and to end this man's life in a way that doesn't continue to leave him tortured. With this, like you just sang a song, the whole place gets up and collapses. And you can feel like the vibrations every time the giant claps. It's like you can feel the wind and the vibrations on the floor.
Owen doesn't seem happy or reveling in the accolades.
Yeah.
He's just shaking. And she's not looking at her mother. Instead, she's only looking at Trevelyan. Is that who it's for? For him?
Indeed. So, do you have an honor score?
I do.
What is your honor?
It is 15.
It's now 14. As the weight of all of this comes into you, you can't help but feel responsible.
Good.
But that can be reclaimed later because you're on a path to mercy that you weren't on prior. So we're going to end, just for geniality purposes, 3 glory for Beatrice, 30 glory for Beatrice and Elian, and Olwen has, actually it'll be 60 glory for Olwen.
You'll have to.
Yeah, you got it. I'll get you. With that, I think there's like this motion of almost like this music we're hearing right now. There's like this muted vibe of people passing, not people, these fiends passing and celebrating and making merry as the 3 of you suffer in silence for a short bit longer, waiting out the festivities so that you can return home.
When Owen takes Trevelyan's hand and she doesn't let go for the rest of the night.
He'll stand beside you, a smile on his face. He seems at peace, not terrified.
Owen doesn't care. He's not letting him go.
I think you're gonna cross back over at this point. I need a D20 roll from.
I had my conversation with the goblin. Trying to bargain, but probably not.
I think in this case he's gonna be sworn to stay.
Yeah.
I need the roll from. Let's go with Beatrice this time.
Don't roll a 12.
It's a D20.
Yeah.
Please. And thank you.
I rolled a 4.
4. You arrived back in exact time.
Oh,
So the
yes.
exact time you
Like an evening.
Left,
Yeah.
we're back.
yeah. So normal time, no modifiers, no messing. Like it's not like time does pass; it passes at an exactly the time.
Exact, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I think I'd like to do one more bit of scenes, but I'd like to offer you, Nicole, an opportunity to part ways temporarily with this, unless you'd like to stay on for the final bit as we close out this chapter. I'll leave it to you. Would you like to stay on for another 30 minutes, or would you like to go to bed?
I'll see where this is going.
Okay. Okay.
Drama.
All right, we're going to take a brief break as we shuffle in for the final set of scenes here. So, is there anything before we go to break? Is there any exchanges, or is it just quiet as everyone gets back?
I think it's at least on Olwen's part. If nobody addresses her, she's not saying a word. You know, just polar opposite of who she was when she entered Fairy, you know. And she's still holding on to Trevelyan, making sure that he's with her. Just like squeezing every so often to make sure that he's real. He's not just some fairy glamour, that he's not leaving.
You see that comfortable and familiar face in him. It certainly reminds you of your brother. He doesn't speak much unless you talk to him. And he seems overly accommodating.
One wants to, but she can't bring herself to talk just yet. It's
Okay. All right. Well, with that, we'll go to break then, and we'll be back very shortly. See you soon. And we're back for the finale of Thinning Miss. So let's dive in. Camera's worked. It's good. Things are happening. We don't really need to see what's going on here. I'm gonna borrow some music from another place real quick. Bear with me. Because there's some overlap, isn't there, in these stories?
What? I don't think that anything from Salisbury could affect us in some way.
No.
Never.
Never.
I don't even know what it is. I'm like, no, never.
Wow.
I don't trust
You can
a
say it
single
confidently.
bit of it ever.
Mhm.
Never.
Getting back together.
You have to finish it now. Right?
And
Yeah, you can't just like drop that and then leave.
you know.
Okay. So I'm assuming that Sir Elian has stuck around in the return.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're my knight, so
Mhm.
And they want to get back to the human mortal realm for a bit, at least.
Indeed. Though you notice that everything in your return is different. The food doesn't quite taste as good. The colors aren't quite as vibrant. You start to feel homesick within a few days of being back. And yet with that, a couple of weeks pass. After a while, you're all alerted to basically someone is arriving, and you see the banners of Barrow Crest Manor, your manor. 2 knights riding in.
Oh, they're home. Oh, they're back finally. Owen's gonna run out to greet them.
I follow, but I walk.
Bob, is there anything that stands out about the procession, or does Olwen just see me and Dogged?
As they come down the way, they see Eronmi and Dogged. I clicked Branman, it should have been Branman. There we go. Dogged and Dame Eronmi.
Owen will immediately run up and just jump into Aromli and give her a big hug, like, I'm so glad you're back.
And she kind of starts to say something and then doesn't, and then gives Olwen a little bit of a squeeze and then sets her down. How's home? How's it going?
Dane's fine. She's been helping. She's been instrumental in helping us rebuild everything.
Right. And how are you? And Beatrice, how are you?
Hey.
Mm.
You're still alive, so
Mm-hmm.
They're fine.
Beatrice kind of walks up alongside her, and there's like the awkward pause that is Beatrice in general. And
Oh, Beatrice.
she'll kind of start to say something, and then she'll wrap her arm around Ronwi's shoulders. I don't know how tall Ronwi's tall. Never
Ronwi
mind.
big.
Never mind.
Size 17.
That's unrealistic. She'll just
You
like
can tell
wrap
those.
her arms around.
How was...
She'll kind of.
As there's that awkward pause, you hear Dogged, and you see Lady Dane running down, and Dogged looks there on me and nods, and he's like, I'm gonna go see my wife now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Like
Oh, you.
he doesn't want to leave you with this. There's that pained look, but he's like, I gotta go. You know?
Yeah, she gives the look right back to him and then, like, waves him off.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. And you doing the manor's running all right? You've been doing all right on your own?
As well as expected, but glad to have you back. And hopefully with you back, that means that Gwynedd will be back soon too.
And she kind of like wraps her arms around herself. Olwen, I have to
What? She not coming back?
Oh no.
She's staying in Salisbury.
No,
Oh.
And what?
brother,
What is it?
there was a feast after the ambush. There was a big feast, and
Uh-huh.
Uther invited her to sit up with him in the Bailey, and I thought that's all I had to worry about. So I'm not supposed. I shouldn't be around Maddox. You know I shouldn't be. I hate that man.
Something. What did you do?
I thought it would be all right if I just I told another knight to keep an eye on her because I thought that Uther was the only thing to worry about. But and there was screaming and I got into the Bailey and everyone's been poisoned. And Neva said she'd be okay, but she wasn't. She died. And
Oh my god.
I don't know what I could have done, but I did something. And I did. And I
It's your
couldn't.
fault. You're strong, but you can't. You can't fight poison.
I
Who
know, but
poisoned them?
I don't know. No one found it. I found the vial, but I don't know who did it. No one found him. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Yeah. Gwynedd.
Nicole, for your character, they seem to be mention of Uther, but you didn't really hear anything about King Aurelius.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
oh, not that bad, huh?
Oh, that bad, huh?
She looks a little confused back and forth between them, but she doesn't want to interrupt because they're clearly very emotional about the loss of Gwynedd. She just makes a mental note to ask about Aurelius.
Mm-hmm.
Got extra bad news for you there, buddy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
At that point, as everything falls, we'll do a quick. What would this roll be? I want to say awareness. I'll take awareness or energetic, or even maybe valorous too. I'll accept any of those. From
all of us?
No, we'll go with Rebecca and Emily for this one.
Success.
Hey. Good job, team.
No, I'm gonna pull away from that actually. Never mind. Forget I said that. I forgot
Okay.
something. I was good.
That's not ominous.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
But we'll still use that awareness roll for Beatrice, and I'll get everyone else to make awareness rolls real quick.
You're gonna have to roll mine.
Yeah.
I can't see anything. I'm crying apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am also
You're
crying.
telling something very traumatic.
Ronnie had
It's
a rough
just me.
year.
Oh, buddy.
Just me.
So Beatrice, you turn. I mean, you've already established yourself in roleplay as kind of level-headed through this. You're not having that emotional response the others do. You turn because you think you hear someone like run up behind you, and they pause, and you look to see Lady Flory. She looks like she has something she really wants to say, but she does not want to interrupt whatever the hell this is, whatever this bad news is.
Flory, what's happening?
Oh no. Oh him. Oh him.
Maybe
It's
I
the-
don't want to hear this either.
It's the Lord.
Oh, the husband.
He's awoken.
Fuck.
What?
Oh, thank God. Oh God. I'll be the. Owen just starts running up to the house like, fuck. Pull it together.
Yeah, it's
And
distracted. Let's go.
yeah, this is like
I'll follow them.
somewhat good news, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe at least it means I don't have to start
He does
ruling
not know
right
who we
away.
are.
Good morning. Your wife's dead.
All right. So as you move in, you all round the corner and you make your way there. And you see that Branwyn and Cadogan are right there beside him. You see the old man, withered, clearly, he's gone through a lot of not moving his body for the last how many years. So,
Yeah.
Being comatose for this long. You find it odd that he would awake after this terrible news about Gwynedd.
Maybe not that weird. Maybe not so weird, actually.
Might be
All
coincidence
things
there.
considered. Note.
And as you kind of move across the way, you see this look in Cadogan's eyes. He frowns. And you see him pull a dagger. And he
Whoa.
lodges it
Wait!
immediately into the old man. You're gonna use protect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what in the goddamn hell is this man doing?
He's loyal.
He is loyal.
Fix this. Okay, you may roll your roll. You're doing it instantaneously and you're not in fairy, so this will be...
I don't know if I'm gonna do it because it's Cadogan.
Oh, do you have to test something?
I have to test something.
I might try to dex roll him regardless of whether Beatrice succeeds.
Yeah.
Just because
I would love.
What?
Aron
I
doesn't
would
trust
love
this
for
guy.
you to like fumble that shit and just accidentally just tackle this old decrepit
Oh, well.
atrophied man and just immediately
Do I even
like,
need to do anything at this rate?
like, just
do I need to roll
murder
the
him.
second one?
Well, you need to get 10 glory. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Just
No.
get all
Well, you
glory.
you can if you crit higher.
That
than
was
the
so
other.
close. Can you imagine if I had critted both of them?
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, so I think that says enough for itself. I don't cast a single thing.
All right. Well,
I'm
Aron was
shocked.
trying to grab him. I don't know if he has a head start and doesn't need to roll or what, but we're trying to stop him from killing the Lord here. Oh, Lord. God damn! Yes! He doesn't know she's dead. Jesus.
By one.
And
Owen.
As the dagger buries deep into the
What are you
man's
doing?
torso, we fade to black. When we begin again, it will be immediately after this. But there is no king in Logris. And the layout for the entire land is quite grim. We begin in 495, where we left off, when we return in July with Anarchy. Indeed.
Fuck, bro.
So it's so good. We're all totally fine. This will have
Everything's
no
great.
consequences.
Great and awesome.
That crit on trusting though.
Yeah,
I was so
Beatrice.
I doubted for a second. I was like, yeah, let's roll something. Because I literally just had a conversation with this man being like, I trust you.
Why would you do that? You know his track record with daggers.
Oh, but I believe wholeheartedly he does it for Olwen. He does have a track record with daggers. That's right.
Do you remember how we met
He has a
him?
track
Really,
record.
everyone's forgotten it but me. But
Yeah.
he sucks. He's the worst.
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh
that
my-
was so good. That whole session was so good. I'm so
Oh.
stressed out.
Yeah, I was only in it for a couple seconds, but that one had my heart like going like, whoa. Hi, kitty.
I kind of want to go, I kind of want to skip forward a little bit. There's that part of me that wants to do that. But I also want to play the moments after that happens too.
Yeah.
Maybe
Follow
we
your
can
heart, Bob.
maybe we can do something in between and kind of figure out off screen what direction each of the characters is likely to go, and then that'll allow for some of the things. So I want to do some tales of different things that are happening over the next couple of months in the game, and I'd like to do that with you guys as well. I would like to complete Eranwi's duel, even though others might watch, as a solo. I think that would be fun. I'd like to do a story in the county of Clarence with your secondary knights, because Clarence, which is part of that civil war, is the homeland of what's his name? We haven't had him on screen for a while.
Yeah. What's it but?
Starts with
Man.
E, right?
Oh,
Me?
oh,
Yeah, your
No.
secondary.
yeah.
Everett.
Ivray.
Ivray.
So I'd like to do something with Every and Bowie, and then I'm going to do something with Jaren. So I'm probably going to set up some solo scenes over the next month while we're doing the break. Of course, there's the Saxon story, which will deal with the county of Hantone and what's coming now with yet another set of Saxons. These ones much further west than any other Saxons that have landed. So with that, why don't we do a quick outro and then we can close for the night. Nicole, thanks so much for joining us for your first time. Sorry to throw you into like a more tense episode, but I hope you enjoyed yourself.
It was fun.
It was nice seeing y'all.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Megan, do you want to go ahead?
Oh.
It's all good. I can switch that easy. Aha. Look at this.
All right.
Wow.
Megan. I was a Ronwi. For like 5 minutes. 5 very eventful minutes.
Those were very
Very eventful minutes. We don't have a lady anymore. Yay.
Well,
or a lord.
we do.
Or Lord. Oh,
We have our
Emily.
heir.
Ariel also died in that battle.
I ruined
this-
that for myself on accident.
Oh no!
I saw a map.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
that's so
opened
sad.
a clip and I saw a map. I knew what I was doing. I was playing a dangerous game.
Yeah.
And I paid for it.
I
but
had
yes.
to watch him die on stream.
God.
I was just
If
like,
anyone
I
is wondering,
can't
there's a
ruin this.
significant time difference. So by the time they're usually starting, I'm dead.
But yeah, that was Aranwi's year. Is a long stint in Salisbury where nothing much good happened, at all. And now she's back, and more bad things are happening. Yay!
Yay,
On to the
bad
next.
things! Yay!
The angst.
And we do have to. Well, it's not going to be a ton of great things in Anarchy, is there? We'll find those little moments.
I'm sure Anarchy will be fine.
It's called
Uther's
Anarchy
dead.
because it's really
That's good.
peaceful and there's no
Uther said
problems.
there's a silver lining.
It's anarchy
There's a
because we're
silver
like
lining.
totally punk rock, and we're just gonna be like, whatever, fuck the establishment, man.
Yeah,
It's
got
gonna
our
be
leather
totally
jacket.
fine for Salisbury because Salisbury's like a metaphor for capitalism, and Summerland is just we're all good in West Hood.
If they're capitalism, you guys are
Anyway.
like hippies, like a commune of some
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
Like whatever, man. It's just
It's just
hide
your
out and
opinion.
stay and
Yeah.
chill.
All right. I'm
Emily's
shuffled
turn
people
for
around. It is Emily's turn.
outro.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
For outros.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
okay.
I'm Emily. I played Beatrice. She was competent tonight. This might have been one of the better nights for Beatrice rolling. I cannot say the same for her mental state, but rolling wise, she was great. It was amazingly fun. Thank you, Bob. It was super, super cool, and one of our really good ones. I was stressed.
That's
Megan,
fair.
I'm so
Stressed.
glad that you came back for the
Yeah.
end of it because I
know.
missed you.
It was great to have you. Rebecca.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. It's okay.
No. I'm Rebecca. I played Olwen, and holy God, she straight up killed a man today. Like, oh
Ain't that the
God,
way?
ain't that the way? I think I'm the Lady of Barrowcrest now, you guys. I'm not ready for it, and
Yeah, I mean, you almost weren't, but
I almost
Mr.
wasn't.
Loyalty Lord over there decided
Yeah.
to take matters into his own hands. Thanks.
Fucking loyal as shit to me,
I'm
apparently.
kind of proud of him.
But also the consequences, like now like he's dead, so like theoretically the Unseelie can just like fuck in whenever they want, because that was, yeah, Beatrice, yeah.
I'm not supposed to be keeping track of it, and I didn't even think about it. I should have
Oh.
checked.
You could have done trusting, man. You trust that
Oh,
man so
Wait,
much.
never mind. We have an alliance, kind of.
Theoretically,
That's
we
true.
didn't iron out any fucking terms.
Yeah.
Damn.
Except
true.
some things that might have been done might have gotten us another alliance
Yeah.
with the creepier half of
Oh,
the fairy.
buddies. Oh, buddies.
Oh,
I got
buddy.
my brother
buddies.
back. We'll,
Did you?
maybe
Brother.
theoretically we'll see. I'll be able to talk to him.
I think
maybe.
you got a changeling. Let's be real
did
here.
too.
No, I
Uh,
can't. I can't be another elf girl who danced with twins and has a changeling issue, buddy. That's too soon. That's too familiar.
It's too
No.
many.
It's too many
Many
crossovers.
changelings.
If I had a
Bro.
nickel for every time it happened, I'd have 2 nickels.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot,
Which
but
is-
it's weird that it happens.
It's weird that it
Doesn't have
happens
to be.
twice.
A fair chunk of nickels in 2023, actually. So.
God, and this changeling is linked to like potentially the big bad. Oh,
It'll be fine.
I have
Nothing
to
bad
go
happens.
lay down.
It's totally
I have
fine.
to go lay down.
Anarchy, in comparison, just to speak to it a little bit here, Anarchy isn't going to be terribly different between these two sibling games. Who your opponents are might be a bit different.
I know who my opponent is once I find out what she did for him. I'm gonna kill him.
That's fair. You wish those were your only opponents. You're going to have people without a king, there is no one to protect these lands. You do have your own
We got a
king.
king. We have a king.
Yeah, you have a petty
Salisbury.
kingdom, absolutely, and you are pretty
Yeah, we're
good
petty.
at. You are better than most at defending yourselves, especially from the Irish and the Kingdom of Cornwall and the New Wessex
Yeah.
Saxons and the East Saxons and
Yeah,
the Picts and the
yeah,
South Seax. So it should be good.
yeah, we're fine.
No threats, and any other county that just wants to take stuff from you. So it's
Yep.
it's one of those fun times. You guys are, I will admit, in a better spot than Salisbury. Salisbury is
Yeah.
without a.
Honestly, that's all I want. low bar for me.
Okay. For those that are watching,
Salisbury suffering, good.
we'll be back. All right. We'll be back in July with more. In the meantime, there will be some little one shots that are taking place, as well as a mini series about the Saxons that are landing in Hantone. We'll learn a little bit more about the line of Vortigern.
Oh yeah.
So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure who's going to be in that. We're going to still work out the cast. There's lots of people that showed interest, so we'll see. But we'll probably have some familiar faces and some unfamiliar faces, because that is my goal, is to learn more about other friends that we can join in, such as Nicole, who joined us tonight. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.